it's ever been because I have less of it, any way you slice it. And so I want to spend my time with men of precious like faith. I mean, there's people you can, there's people in the world, and there's people out there that, you play golf with maybe, or you work with, or whatever. You have something in common. But to me, I think in the age that we're living in, and the power of the things that we are going to go through to get us to the place that we got to be, because we're never going to get to where we want to be without crisis in our lives. Do you hear what I said? There has to be a crucible. There has to be a refiner's fire and the fuller's soap. And it gets us in the places that we're most vulnerable and the weakest, because that's what Yahweh is proving us in and strengthening us in. So I want to be around those. I was trying to tell the man, look, why are you here? Why are you here? Are we here just so we can have, David's wings that aren't as good as Lillian's? I mean, I even got a text from her warning me about those wings that night. Say, if it tastes a little weird, I didn't have nothing to do with it. I don't know if I'll tell you what I did. Y'all may not know this, but I was eating wings and I lost that tooth right there. David. And so I wanted to challenge the men. I want to talk to you like men. I want to be able to be honest with you. I want to talk to you in a way that I want to provoke you unto good works, because my job, and I'm going to be accountable for every person's soul in this house. Not the casual people necessarily. Not the people who are just maybe passing through, or people who, Yahweh told me they were, what do you call them? Scaffolding. They come into your life to help you in a certain time to accomplish His will. I've learned that, and I love that. I don't like it because I try to develop relationships with them, and guess what happens? It just isn't meant to be, kind of. They are there for this. I try to, be a father to people like that, and I'm learning. I'm continuing to learn. But those people who I think I've neglected somewhat, trying to help other people, new people coming in and doing all that. I have been guilty of neglecting, like I've told you before, the ministry. One of the worst things that I regret about the ministry is exposing my children to mean people. But you know what? I'll tell you what I can say. To God be the glory. My whole family comes to church here. My whole family believes in this. I appreciate it because my whole family believes in me too. And I've lived the life before them, and I'm humbled by that. And that's one of the reasons I try to do certain things, is for people's sake. And I appreciate the fact that, and I want to have this is my word right now, experience. Not relationship. I got a relationship. I went to a dinner the other night. I had like 20 people come up to me. Oh, Johnny, you know about me. I have relationships with people all over the place. But we're going to need to have an experience with each other, because we're coming down to the last stretch. And we've got to make sure that we're okay. So I wanted to challenge. I used to call it this: I'm going to bump you a little bit. You're a man, I want to bump you. Say, hey, look, man, you need to get it right. You need to get your money right, is one thing. You need to get your confession right. You need to start talking faith. You need to be a man of God and get away from the world. And that's what I do. And when I've done that before, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people just don't like that. And so, you know what? This is just what I've always done. It's called a spiritual father. And people say they want one till you become one, and then they don't want one. I get it. So I'm desirous for that kind of thing to happen. So in that meeting, I appreciate the guys that came back and told me how it challenged them, and I appreciate that. So let's do something about it. Let's do it. Let's be courageous men. Let's tithe. Let's be faithful in the house of God. Let's be part. Let's be one. Let iron sharpen iron. Let's stand together. Raise your kids right, and I'll tell you, you live it before them, and they won't depart from it. They might for a little while, and they may even make a decision that they don't want to get in church for maybe a lot of reasons, but you'll always have their respect. So this morning, there's one those I wanted to say that, and I also wanted to say this: that April 1st starts Passover this year. So it's first fruit offering time. I'm not going to plug it. I'm not going to promote it. It is what it is. I do it because that's what my default is now. I've done it so many years, just like tithing, offerings, even alms, showing up to church. That's just the default that I have. First fruit offering, it's 1 week's paycheck is what it is. You come and give it before God. If you want to learn about it, I can send you the notes. I can give you the video. I got the teaching on it, why we do it. And you get 50 days to give it. Because we're giving it in the Feast of Passover. This is how we celebrate Passover. Not just, Yahshua is our Passover. We don't have to have a Seder meal. Sometimes that don't go so good, does it, Gloria? We have one meal, I gave her some sheep or some lamb. It's a whole other story. But what we're going to do, we celebrate Passover. And we do it by the first fruit offering because it's the first and the beginning of the sacred year. January 1, civil year, we operate on the sacred year and the 3 feasts of Israel. And so we're going to come and we're going to bring that to him. And we have 50 days because the word Pentecost, the Passover, Pentecost, Tabernacles. The word Pentecost means the word 50, Penta in the Hebrew. And so we have 50 days for that Passover feast, and that's what we do. And so if you have any questions about it, you can call me, you can text me, you can ask other people. But that's what we are going to be doing. So if you want to be part of we, then join us. Let's do it. Let's do everything we're supposed to do. All right, this morning I have a message for us. Do we have any water in the house? Is there bottled water here or anything? Where's Joy? Is there bottled water here? Will you get me one? I don't mind. I appreciate it. I want to talk this to you this morning. I've been talking real time to us. I told you I've had teachings on all kind of stuff. You can learn that. But sometimes when you have knowledge that's more than others, it just makes us puffed up, the Bible says. Now we let pride come in the way, and we think now we're smarter than everybody else. We know more than everybody else. That makes us kind of better than everybody else. Instead of walking in a humble heart, recognizing that it wasn't that long ago that you were as ignorant of these things as the people that you're trying to be better than. So the fact is, it's going to profit us nothing if the Word doesn't become flesh and dwell among us. If we're not doers of the Word.
Thank you. Is that bottle empty? Huh? Is that bottle empty?
Yeah, you can take it, yeah. Y'all give Rooster a hand. It's membership day today. My God. You talking about deacon, diakonos, ministering server. Those two are. So I've been talking about real time. I've been talking about me in this book thing, man, that I sometimes I say things I wish I hadn't have said. Because when you say it, sometimes you bring it to pass. And so in this book thing of mine, I had no idea of the upheaval that would take place in my life, and so I've been learning how to deal with that. I've been learning things about myself, about I can maybe try to think I understand what happens when somebody like your wife dies, but I still don't know if I understand it now. I don't know when somebody like your son or your daughter dies. Somebody that close thing. I never dealt with it before, And looking back, I found out and I've learned things about me that in the midst of the process, I didn't know. I was just surviving. You can kind of survive on autopilot. And if you've been in this situation, you know what I'm talking about. You just do what you do because that's what you've always done. So, but then, we get through crisis in our lives, and it's bad enough for it to have happened, but if we come out of it without it changing us for the good, if we're not going to grow out of it, then it becomes more of a tragedy than just how big the tragedy is. So I'm trying to learn from those kind of things. Again, I've said this, I'm talking about me because I know more about me. I hope that what I'm telling you about me and what I know can help you in where you at in your journey. That's what ecclesia is really about, helping one another. There's a lot of things I've learned, and I've learned this. I realize that I don't really have a relationship with Yahweh. Now, the fact is, I looked up the word relationship and stuff. It ain't in the Bible. So I'm like, what is it I have with Yahweh? Here I am. I'm a human guy. I'm not perfect, but I want to tell you this. I want to say this to everybody because I know there's been, y'all been texted out of the yin yang, hundreds of texts all over to everybody in the church. I have no dark secrets. If you think I do, come tell me what it is. I want to tell you what I do have. I got some things that ain't nobody's business, but I don't have no dark secrets. I think I've been very open about this, about my life, and I'll continue to be. But as being a human, I'm trying to tell you and show you some things and how you can realize it and save you time. That's what a mentor does. That's what a father does. A father says, son, hot, don't do that. And I have a little bit more experience in some areas than you do, so I have kind of prepared a way for you that can be easier for you than it has been for me. I mean, I had nobody taking up for me when I started telling people about the true gospel. I took the brunt. Y'all feel sorry for me? Don't. It's a pleasure and an honor to be persecuted for that. And if you want to call it persecution, I've never been persecuted. I've been lied about, talked about, people scandalize my name. All this kind of stuff about what I preach. You know what? That is not persecution. I had to learn that criticism is the breakfast of champions. I heard that quote one time, and I grabbed it, and I put it in my brain. So we got these things in our humanity, and I found out that it wasn't, you can't have a relationship with the uncreated one. It doesn't say in the Bible, I have a personal relationship with you remember what I said about that? I despise the terminology personal relationship with Jesus because it reeks of a personal valet or a personal butler or a personal somebody that's waiting for you to get everything you're asking him for. And if you don't get it, you want to break the relationship. See, I think it's sad. I tell you what, I have some great friends. I am rich in friends and people who have been so faithful to me, and men in this house who have rebuked me. I've had women in this house rebuke me. I remember I'll take correction from Jonathan when he was 18 months old, and he brought correction to me about something one time. I appreciate that. I embrace that, and that's what a friend does. A friend don't just listen to something and believe it before there's even found out the proof. I've had people that heard all kind of stuff about me, and you know what? Stayed loyal. Rebuke me about it. When we get into the ecclesia, we have to be careful. I'm going to preach to you today, real time, Johnny's world and y'all's world. Okay? See, I think relationships usually involve some type of bartering. Love today is about bartering. Okay, I'll give you this, but what you going to give me? Just tell me what the deal is. Tell me what it is you really want from me while you're doing something for me. And to think that we are smart enough to barter with the uncreated one makes me laugh out loud at myself, because I've been there. Another thing I have learned, I wish I'd learned it a long time ago. I probably wouldn't be such, I'd be a better person, I think. But I'm a slow starter. I think all this time in my life, I assumed that I could help you, that I could fix you, that I could do something for you, that I could, Joel, that I was smart enough to, I was experienced enough to, I was powerful enough to, I had the knowledge to. You know what? That's the words of a fool, to think that you or I are going to fix anybody. It proves that we need fixing. I only realized all I was arrogant and proud, and I thought more highly of myself than I ought, even though I did it in the name of Jesus and tried to help somebody. Okay. I admit, I'm stupid. I don't want to be stupid about that anymore, and now, guess what? All these things about me not knowing how to fix people and all that, I'm learning it now the hard way, I promise you. You don't have to learn it the hard way, hopefully. Yahweh doesn't need our help to straighten each other out, but we can love them. I said we can love them. It's going to fix them. You're going to fix it. Remember, though, love won't necessarily change idiots. You better write that down, put it in your wallet, and bring it out. We look at pictures at your family. When you go through that, oh, there's that thing. Oh, yeah. Love won't necessarily change an idiot. I've learned things like this. Any way I slice it, if I sleep with dogs, you get fleas. I've learned it the hard way. Learned it the hard way. And I also learned, before I get in the message, this is real-time Johnny stuff that I hope can help you. I had to forgive myself for not knowing earlier what only time could teach. I've been a knowledge hog, man. We benefited from it. There's no question about it. But I had to forgive myself, bro. Just like I've had to learn, I've never knew how to pray. I never prayed for myself, ever. For 69 years, I never prayed for myself. I pray for everybody else. But guess what? And you say, are you being selfish? I don't think so. No, I don't think I'm being selfish. I had to forgive myself for not knowing earlier what only time could teach. Because you can only learn things as time allows you to. I got a lot to learn. 69 years old, you would think I'm be some way past something. Well, I have a lot of knowledge, but there's other things that I'm having to learn. Because the truth is, we can only understand certain things after we grow. I said the truth is, You can have a seed and you can have the knowledge in you, but until you understand, you can understand only after it develops and grows. Because otherwise, you're going to define it out of your flesh and selfish desires, out of your carnal man. It's true. Then we're disappointed. After we go through life, and after time quietly teaches us what we once didn't know. I have people come here, they get a bit of knowledge. You know what they do? They know everything now. They can't get along with people. They know everything. They know I'm smarter than you. And you know what it's done? It's called division in the house. It's called division in relationships. Because if we're trying to have relationships, I think the word to us is it's time for us to not only experience God, but to experience one another. And I don't even know, I don't think I really know what all that means, Joel. But time will reveal it. You know, there's things that happen in families, man. I've seen some of the ugliest things, some of the saddest things that I've ever experienced were people in their family lives. And the problem with family issues. And I've seen some ugly things happen in churches when I was a kid and grew up. I didn't want nothing to do with it. And they just, these things, these ugly, narcissistic personalities. You think somebody's this sweet little Sister Smith, and then when you see her, she can change like that. Or some quiet man in the church, you can see him flare up and want to choke somebody at the flip of a switch. It always bothered me that people didn't walk in sincerity and truth about who they are to others. That's always been my goal. Who I am right here is who I am on the golf course. So what I am right here, I try to be that, because to me it's hypocrisy otherwise. I've seen friendships broken, man, when neither party offended each other. Think about it. I've seen friendships broken when neither party offended the other. The major reason is damage is always caused when an angry, offended person brings other people into their offense. Hallelujah. Did somebody get slain in the Spirit? Did you open the cookies back there? Is that what happened? I got to say that again. Damage is caused when an angry, offended person brings others into their offense. Let me tell you what it's called. I preached this since the 70s. I learned this principle 1980. It's called the defilement of an evil report. Now, I want to live by the Bible. Most people really don't. They want to believe in the Bible till it gets to the part that they don't want to submit to. When I start talking about the book of Corinthians and I start using the word defraud, I'm going to tell you something. I have people in marriages, no, that ain't what I don't want to do that. Wives, obey your husbands, your own husbands. Okay, look, you can't not do it. Husband loves your wife as Christ loved the church. Start talking about money things. I'll back off there. So there's things that I know are buttons with people, and that's why I've told you there's many things I want to teach you, but I can't. Because people really, overall, ain't going to do what the Bible really says. So that means, to me, they're atheists, okay? So I'm going to tell you what the Bible says today. You take this, and I hope it protects you from maybe Whatever. I don't even want to say that. Proverbs 6:16 through 19. There are 6 things that Yahweh hates. Say hates. Hates. 7 are an abomination to him. One of those things, there's 2 of them, a lying tongue, and one who sows discord among the brethren. Yahweh hates that. And I don't care who it is, including me. I'm preaching to me. I live my life. I don't just preach stuff that I don't live. I may not always live up to it, but I'll tell you what I will do. I will confess it, and I will get it right with God and the person. Proverbs 16:28. A perverse man stirs up dissension, and a gossip separates friends. Johnny, where are you applying that to? Everything. Everything. James 3:5 through 10. The tongue is so set among our members that it defiles the whole body and sets the fire of the course of nature and is set on fire by hell. So, what do you think God's opinion is about our tongue? There you go. He hates these things. Hebrews 12:14-15. Listen and learn. Make every effort to live in peace with all men and to be holy. For without that, no man will see Yahweh. You keep peace. I like calling it make peace. What does that mean? You don't do stuff that disrupts peace. We taught on that about 4 weeks ago. See to it that no one misses the grace of God. Now watch. And that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. I'm telling you, there are problems in relationships today that are causing, it's been this way for years, since Adam, I'm sure. But you got to be careful because that will cause a root of bitterness in a person. You can see it on their face. You can read it in their text. You can hear it on the phone. You can watch it in their actions. They have a root of bitterness now. And it grows up and causes trouble, and then it causes an infection, and it defiles many. Had a friend of mine the other day. I probably should go up there and see him. Oh, Eek Brown. Y'all remember Eek Brown, right? You know, he got sepsis in his whole body. Did you see that? I did? Yeah, he's got some kind of syndrome or something, and he can't hardly walk, man. This guy, we grew up together. Y'all know Eek Brown. I talk about it. So I probably need to go up there and see him. But he went to dinner with his wife. He's in a wheelchair, and he's gained a lot of weight with all this medicine and stuff. And he gets up and he falls. He said he fell down at home, woke up in the hospital with tubes all in him. His whole body was septic. No, septic, it ain't septic, is it? Like septic tank? I know it's sepsis, septic, yeah. His whole body. Bro, we know what infections can do, man, firsthand. They're horrible. I hear people say, I hope you don't get infected. Hope you don't get infected. I had this conversation with Josh yesterday, didn't I, Josh? Hope you don't get infected. Because not only it will cause trouble, it will cause an infection to many. The Bible uses defile. This is James chapter 12, verses 14 through 15. I'm reading Bible verses, okay? This ain't a Johnny opinion. It defiles many. The word defile means to stain. It will stain. And when someone can get us to listen to an evil or suggestive words about somebody, he can insert a stained impression of that person to us. And we get defiled by one of the worst diseases to mankind. being defiled by somebody else's anger, being defiled by somebody else's evil words is similar to catching a disease. And in the same way that touching a diseased person will defile your hands, listening to an evil report will defile your heart and your mind. I've experienced this. I know exactly what I'm talking about. How do we do? The number one thing is ignorance. We're ignorant. It begins with not being aware of the destructive power of somebody who gives an evil report about somebody else that you ain't got a problem with yet. I love this. The Bible says anybody that I forgive, he will forgive. Don't you love that? I can forgive you, and if I forgive you, Johnny, God forgives you, unless it's a sin unto death. You've done something wrong to me. You don't even have to ask God to forgive you. I forgave you, and because I did it, He will. I think that's a powerful priesthood ministry, don't you? You know, I'm going to set you free. Watch this. I forgive you. No, you won't either. Yeah, I forgive you. I forgive you. And God, I said, too late. God's already forgiven you. What a powerful thing. And what I have forgiven, if there was anything to forgive, I have forgiven in the sight of Yahshua for your sake. I'm still reading scripture here, okay? This is, what did I say, 2 Corinthians? Yeah, 2 Corinthians 2. In order that Satan might not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his schemes. All right, we know what the word Satan means. The adversary. The word devil means slanderer, accuser of the brethren. That's the problem. It ain't no guy with horns. It's slanderers. It's people accusing. That's our adversary. It's way more powerful than a modern Christendom Satan, I promise you. So guess what we do? We forgive because we're not ignorant of what this thing is trying to do. We're not ignorant of what the scheme is here. We know that somebody's trying to get slandered and accused and people to put a stain on your mind about somebody else based on gossip. So I don't know, who is this Satan? Who is a person who gives an evil report? Anybody that does this. Number one, a whisperer. A person who privately passes on evil reports to other people. Or let's get real. You want to get real? Or who texts everybody thousands of things. Or gets on the telephone and secretly tells people. And a lot of times this is why they do it. Hey, you know, y'all know Ty at the church, don't you? Yeah. Y'all, you know, we need to pray for him. Oh, it's spiritual. We going, oh, yeah? What's wrong with him? Stain time. Accusation time. Fishing time. And I want to tell you, the whispering is one. The next one is a gossip. Somebody who magnifies rumors or partial information about to do something. What? Stain somebody. And I got to tell you, gossiping is easy. You heard about so-and-so, don't you? How many of you watch the news? Gossip. That's just gossip. You don't know if it's true or not, but if you're a Democrat, if they say, you know, I choose to believe them. So now you got stains, you got a stain in your brain. That's a song right there, write that down. A stain in your brain that gives you pain. Don't keep on. Now Trump's this bad guy. Well, why? Because they gossip about it. This guy in Congress is bad, Democrat. Why? Because you allow gossip, and that's what happens. Gossipers gossip. If you gossip, you're a gossiper. You're a Satan. You're a devil. You're an accuser of the brethren. You're a slanderer. You are infected, and you will try to infect the rest of us. The next one, of course, is a slanderer. One who seeks to destroy another's credibility or seeks to destroy their reputation with damaging facts and the distortion of facts or evil suspicions or all these things that you don't really know. I got to tell you something. I will tell you this right now. Real time. I ain't worried about my reputation. If the life that I've lived, 45 years and 42 years and done that ain't enough to prove somebody, they just looking for something. My reputation, I have, like Yahshua, he said, he made himself of no reputation. We shouldn't be worried about that. But people, when they can't find something true, they'll just make stuff up. That's what a slanderer will do, because they're seeking whom they may devour. They're going to and fro. You ever had a friend like that? Nope, because a friend would never do that. Have you ever had a friend like that? Nope. What other kind of person? I'm telling you what, this is what the Bible says, okay? This is not my opinion. A busybody. One who digs up stuff and makes it their business to spread them by means of gossip or slander. We like to know everything, don't we? And we like to show what we know. Those things that I just read to you, according to Yahweh, are actions that are as great of a sin as murder or stealing. The Bible says, let none of you suffer as a murderer or as a thief or as an evildoer or as a busybody in other men's matters. Peter 4:15. Are we going to live by the Scriptures or not? That's where the freedom is, baby. That's where the freedom is. I think this message is especially for us, because we're a body. And it can stain the whole body. See, you can defile the whole count by your disobedience. Your willful sin, not if you sin, but your willful sin will defile the whole body. Not just your personal body, the body of Yahshua. What motivates people to do that? James 3. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your heart, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but what is it? It's earthly, sensual, and devilish. Even if something is true, you shouldn't be running around telling everybody stuff. It's called, what is it called? HIPAA? Huh? HIPAA. What's HIPAA? It's when it's against the law to tell stuff about somebody. What else causes it? What motivates people? It's anger and bitterness. It's an unresolved personal hurt, or it's an offense. What else? Deception. Believing that we're doing God's will by exposing an offender and involving others. I'm going to rescue the world, and tell what I'm doing. I'm going to expose all this and get rid of it. Be careful, because what you do will come back to you. What you do unto others will be done back unto you. That's why I say mercy. That's why I say I forgive. It's not an act of generosity. It's an act of divine protection. I don't want for God not to show me mercy. So that's why I don't show mercy. That's why I show mercy. And then, of course, pride. There they are. Pride and unbelief. Those two twin sisters that are mothers of all sin. Pride. And that's when we exalt our own righteousness. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix you because you're broken and I'm better than you. Tell you what, I'm an apostle, do you know that? So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to expose all this. I'm going to fix you, and I'm going to deal with you because you got all these problems. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because I'm an apostle, because I'm more righteous than you are. We can't take that stance. So here's this infectious disease, the Bible calls it. How do we get exposed to it? I'm going to tell you. When you enter into a conversation with one of these people who are carriers of an evil report. It's just the bottom line. This is what Hebrews says. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see Yahweh, looking diligently, lest any man fall of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and therefore many be defiled. I repeated it before because I want you to know that this is something that you can take and be a carrier, and you can bring a stain and can bring reproach on the name of Yahweh. So how will I know, Johnny? Well, they're usually going to test your spirit before giving you the evil report. And if there's any evidence of a compatible spirit in you, you will encourage them. Oh, you can trust me. I'm a prayer warrior. Oh yeah, I'm just doing this because I'm trying to help the person. I tell you what, people will play you like a bad violin because they'll make you think that you can help them. I've had people tap into that with me years ago when I was young. You're so smart. You're a man of God. I just need somebody that I can talk to about this. Well, go ahead. That's what I'm trying to be anyhow, preacher. Go ahead. And all they were doing is playing off my really sincere desire to help people. And all they did was sucker me right in to hearing an evil report about people. And I thought all I was doing is ministering to them, giving them an ear. But I got to tell you what, I get an earful too, Joe. And guess what? I got an earache. I got an ear infection. And it's hard to get over it. Once somebody tells you something about somebody, you may not ever be able to get over it mentally. You'll always have that look at them, that distrust in them. You know why? Because you still have been infected by a disease. This evil report will stain you for the rest of your life. You will not even be able to trust people. It's a horrible disease. This is why I say, whoa. Somebody, hey, can I tell you something, but you can't tell nobody? I say, no. I say no right then. You know why? Because if you're going to tell me something, you're not going to put me in the prison and not tell them. If you tell me, hey, I'm a mass murderer and I just killed 20 people, I'm telling. Don't let somebody bring you under that bondage. Okay, this is just between me and you. No, it ain't. No, it ain't just between me and you. That ain't going to happen. Now, I believe there's confidentiality as me being a spiritual father and those kind of things. But I want to tell you, we'll make that clear before we talk. I'll tell you what, if somebody tells you this, hey, it's okay, man. You can dump on me. I won't tell nobody. Run. You should come there with your COVID mask on and a mass hazard suit because you're fixing to get some evil report on you. Those carriers will often get you to ask for the evil report. by getting curiosity. No, I shouldn't really tell you. No, I really need to. And again, I need to tell somebody. No. I'm not, this is what's this. But I really love the person. I love them so much. That's a weird way of showing love. They're going out everywhere and slandering the crap out of people. I mean, just saying there's all kind of just a campaign to do stuff. I mean, this is some real time stuff for me. Don't love me so much, boss. Have you heard about so and so? Wait till I tell you about so and so. Will you pray with me about the next victim? Because I want to tell you, I'll tell you something happened. This is funny, y'all. I'm just going to tell it. It's a real time for me. I'm just going to tell you where I'm at right now. This is funny. Two ladies in the church had been receiving some messages. Ladies, you don't get mad at me for telling it. Oh, they're not here today. And so they received all these bad things about me. So they wanted to meet, so I met with them. And one of them thought that she was the only one getting messages. You're my confidant. It's just me and you, dog. She didn't know that the old church was getting it. And this is what's funny about this to me, as sad as the whole situation is. I told these ladies, I said, never in 1,000 years, Barbara, Carol, did I ever think that I was going to be sitting in my office trying to explain and talking about my sex life with y'all. I'm down there, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. I love y'all. I'm glad y'all are smart. A carrier may use evil reports to get you to admire them, or because they're being we're on the inside and having this privileged information. A carrier is usually one who evokes these vivid details of evil, and all these things are bad, and they'll even search them out, and they're like these detectives of darkness, man. Yahweh condemns detectives of darkness. Their tongues are like sharp words. The psalmist David said, I'm surrounded by fierce lions, these hotheads whose teeth are sharp as spears and arrows, and their tongues are like swords. Ouch, 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 ouch. Dang. And then we get infected when we respond to that evil report. Proverbs says in chapter 17, chapter 26, before we even hear the truth. Before we even hear the truth. Old preacher told me, he said, there's two sides of a whole cake, even if one's burnt. We're infected by the evil report about somebody when we believe that evil report is true without personal, deep research and begin to form your own negative opinions based on that one-sided report. The only reason I'm talking about this is because I am responsible for your souls, and as the shepherd of this house, I have to do some things sometimes to protect the sheep, and I speak against it. It's wrong. They can say what they want to about me. The focus gets on the negative aspects of the accused person's character or their motive, and interpret that person's words and action as some kind of supporting evidence. Judge that person's motives based upon an evil report and back away from that person in your spirit. I've watched it. I've seen it before. Over the years, you walk in and there they are, totally different people. friends that you've known. One person, staining one person. Oh, maybe somebody you didn't even really know that good. And now your spirit has been defiled against the person you've known for 50 years, 40 years, 10 years. I've seen an evil report happen in a marriage where a woman listened to another woman who didn't even know her husband about that husband. I want to tell you what, it broke up their marriage. Tell the evil report we received from somebody, and we start telling somebody else. We're diseased when we are mentally and emotionally controlled by evil reports and a destructive spirit to the person who gave it. It becomes an emotional control over us. You know what? Not me. I got my shot. I don't believe in vaccinations. My personal opinion, even though I still have a scar on one of my arms. But I tell you what I do believe in, being vaccinated. And I'll tell you how you get vaccinated from this kind of thing. You don't get exposed to it. Then we develop bitterness in our own heart against the person accused, even though you're not even involved in their problem. I had a guy tell me something recently. He said, that some things are just some people's business. And then we get into the deception of believing that our actions are actually somehow accomplishing God's will rather than realizing that others are given the occasion to blaspheme God's name because of the lack of real genuine love. You know what love does, friends? It covers a multitude of sin. When Noah got drunk after the flood, his sons took a blanket and approached him backwards to not even look upon his nakedness and cover him. Love covers a multitude of sin. All right. We hear these kind of things about somebody has a very strong appeal, but we cannot be passive. We're responsible to lovingly but firmly correct the person gossiping or slandering and not allow them to involve others in their circle of offense. So what do I do? What happened? What if well, it's going to be tough for you, I'll tell you that much. A lot of pride to get over, a lot of other things to get over. It's going to be hard. They could have damaged you forever. It could cause you to be defiled forever. I want to tell you something. Real time for me. Real time, okay? And if my brother Joel, if you get mad at me for using this as an example, I'll take you to lunch again today, okay? Infection caused that. It's horrible. Infection's a horrible thing. You know what? You go to the hospital with something, guess what? You get an infection in the hospital, guess what? You're going to die for something you didn't even go to the hospital for. Infection is bad. But it ain't as bad as the kind I'm talking about, because it will slowly take and cut off pieces of your life and your personality and your character and your love and your innocence. Now you're suspicious. And relationships you once enjoyed that was so beautiful and warm and we were experienced, guess what? Just because you got infected. Got to be cleansed. And then it's got to be replaced. We're commanded to pray for the one that somebody gives you an evil report about. I'll tell you what I would do. I correct the person, and sometimes if they're so toxic, you have to just put them out of your life. But what you don't want to do is the person that you have spoke bad about. You can get that right. This is what I found out. People that have Christ in them, when you say, I'm sorry, you know what they say? Don't worry about it. I've already forgiven you. Don't worry about it. And what we talked about, Arrow, the other day, about just people don't even have to say, I'm sorry. You've already forgiven them because the Christ in you does that. We're cleansed when we lose the urge to tell somebody else. Okay, I got to tell them about what I got to tell them. When we grieve over the fact that an evil report was given, and we are prompt to examine our own life for being a failure in the sense that we let people get away with that and do that to us and take advantage of us to be their little errand person. You're just their little errand boy or errand girl, using you to defile. So we learn to overcome this stuff, this powerful, destructive force. I'm going to tell you, and we do it with knowledge and understanding. We will have conquered a tremendous obstacle to our goal to have a great ecclesia to the glory of God. Yes. This kind of stuff, you're not even going to have it in your own home. I'll tell you what, this kind of stuff will break your home up. I can tell you for a fact. I can tell you for a fact. You know what we can say? To him that overcometh. This is something we got to overcometh. And if you have a need to hear bad things about somebody, you know what? You need to repent and find Christ in your life. I'll tell you what I know. I know we have a core of people here that we've been through all kind of stuff together. Stuff I wish I'd never done. Stuff I regret, but I don't regret the end result. I don't regret that I thought I was trying to do something. And the people here that loved me so much that, you know what? We just kept growing. And I think, and I hope I've been that to them. Man, I'm going to talk bad about you. And I know we can get frustrated about people. You know, people get on your nerves. Anybody have people get on your nerves? I mean, how many of you ever get married before you? People get on your nerves. You got any kids, anybody? Get on your nerves. Ever drive down 200? Get on your nerves. I say this. I say, Yahweh, cleanse us from this horrible infection. This evil reports that we allow into our lives. You know, this is real time to me about a situation, but we all have this in all these areas of our lives. It's something it's a sin that we really have to get rid of and realize that we need each other. We don't need to tear down each other. And there may be times that, you know, it just ain't going to work or whatever. But I believe that we're at this. I've been in this cycle, but many times. There are men here. There are men in this house that are real deal men who do the right thing because it's now part of their nature now. It's their default now. They're serving God's not a big deal. It's what I do. It's just what I do. And I want to tell you, like the daughters of this house have brought Yahweh some really great men. It's amazing to me. And I know we have older men and men that have been here longer that can help and show you and do the testimonies. Chester's got the flu. He ain't here today. I told Chester, I said, you know what? Just you sitting back there is a testimony of the strength of this house. Look, Jim Riedel back there. Jim Riedel's in a wheelchair. He comes to. Are you going to do? You going to do What's that? What, cornhole with us? You going to do some cornhole with us? Bye, y'all. Every Sunday.